Let's turn the engine on, and the helicopter is in the air. Now I will increase collective to ascent, and this symbol has changed its position. It is a velocity vector indicator which shows where the helicopter is heading. On the right side there is a vertical speed scale with this triangle marker showing how fast the helicopter is climbing or descending. In the middle there is a scale 0 and the number next to it shows helicopter altitude above the ground. This number shows altitude above the sea level. In the left top corner there is a torque indicator, but torque mechanic isn't implemented yet, so right now it shows throttle value. I will explain rest of the HUD later in the video. After unpausing, you can see how vertical speed indicator moves along the scale when I descend or climb. Basically you steer with the mouse. Helicopter will direct where the mouse is pointing. The farther you point the mouse from actual helicopter direction, the more aggressively it will move. Mouse steering do not affect helicopter roll. To control the roll, you have to use keyboard. Helicopter rotation can be overtaken by keyboard input, but once the key is released, it will rotate back where the mouse is pointing. If I will switch to Freelook mode, mouse pointing do not affect steering anymore, so I can look around, but I can still steer with the keyboard. So if I want to fly forward, I have to pitch the nose down. Pitching the nose up will make the helicopter to fly backwards. This is a good moment to explain another HUD symbols. I will start with this line. It is called velocity vector line. It indicates direction and speed of helicopter movement relative to its forward direction. It has two scales, from 0 to 50 km per hour and from 50 km per hour up. On the left there is a speed indicator showing how fast the helicopter is moving forward. Below is a velocity vector indicator showing how fast the helicopter is moving in the direction indicated by the velocity vector line. Then we have roll indicator with those two 0 roll reference bars, and there's a reference to pitch 0. You can see how HUD works during a flight. So velocity vector line goes shorter as I pitch nose down to fly forward. It even changes scale when the velocity is below 50. Going back to the movement, if I roll to the right, the helicopter will go right, and vice versa. Finally, I use yaw input to control in which direction helicopter is pointing. Right now you may notice that the helicopter is moving by inertia, and changing nose direction do not affect movement direction. Since we know the basics, let's try to fly somewhere. I will point the direction and turn off the Freelook mode. You can see how I use keyboard to pitch the nose down, because I don't want to look at the ground. Rolling the helicopter during the flight is important if you want the nose to be pointing in the movement direction. I look around with Freelook. Now I'm at max speed and I will start turning left. So I roll to the left and gently move the mouse in turn direction, trying to keep velocity vector line pointing up, what means I'm moving forward, so I'm losing as few speed as possible. You might notice that it wasn't a tight turn, but I maintained a lot of speed. Also, rolling helicopter that much resulted in significant loss of altitude. This happened because lift force is produced in the direction of rotor rotation axis, so rolling the helicopter will direct this force sideways. So even I'm on max collective right now, rolling the helicopter is causing descending, what is visible on vertical speed indicator. Now I will show what will happen if I rapidly change nose direction while moving at high speed, without rolling the helicopter like I did in previous turn. So I point far away from helicopter nose, and I ended up moving backwards. Real helicopter wouldn't allow such maneuvers at such high speed, but it shows well how inertia movement works. Next I will show how to stop and hover. To slow down, I rotate the helicopter to counter the direction it is moving. I will hide in this valley ahead. I almost stop right now, but since controlling the helicopter to stay in place during hover requires a lot of effort, I will turn on hover mode, which will handle it for me. You can see how helicopter gently pitching the nose down to counter backward movement. If I turn off Freelook, helicopter will follow the mouse by changing its yaw rotation, but it will not change its pitch. While in hover mode, I can still steer with the keyboard to go in exact desired spot. I want to be closer to the slope ahead, so I pitch the nose down, and when I change direction, you can see how helicopter rolls a bit to the right to counter inertia movement, moving it to the left. I'm in the desired spot, so I will emerge from behind cover, aim, and launch the missile. It was a good hit, so I descend to hide again. I will fly a bit more and try to destroy some targets with unguided rockets. I will try to aim rocket stative to hit those two moving MRAPs. First try, and it was too low. Second try, and again too low. Once more, and first one is on fire, and second one was also hit. Freelook mode also allows to aim the gun, so I aim and open fire. Since I fly towards those tanks, I will try to destroy one of them. There were unobvious hits, but they didn't pierce any important elements, so nothing exploded. It's time to go back to base. I hope you liked how the helicopter in my game flies, despite the flight model isn't finished yet. It won't be a hardcore simulation game, but I want to add more depth to flying experience. I want to add ground effect and work more on aerodynamics, so the faster the helicopter flies, the more lift force it generates, what will also affect torque. It also shouldn't be able to fly backwards and sideways with a speed exceeding 100 km per hour. However, I think what I have now is a good starting point. I like the feel of helicopter weight, what makes controlling it challenging and satisfying. If you found this video entertaining, please give it a like and consider subscribing the channel. I would also like to read your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. At the end, I would like to introduce the sponsor of this video, which is INS Grass. INS Grass is an innovative scattering add-on for Blender. It allows to easily populate 3D scenes with stunning looking and optimized foliage, thanks to high quality assets included in the add-on and many cutting-edge features. One of these features is advanced colorizing options, allowing to achieve countless color variations with only one asset type. Colorizing can be correlated with scale and density patterns, so for example taller instances will be green, while shorter ones will be dry yellow. Another feature is advanced camera culling system, excluding all instances outside the camera frame, what speeds up rendering time and reduces system resources usage. There's also LOD system based on instances screen size, which helps to optimize your 3D scenes significantly. More optimization features. INS Grass also allows to change instances shape from the add-on menu level, what gives additional abilities when it comes to customize foliage look, or you can use this feature to create realistic wind animation. You can also correlate terrain material with chosen scattering system to achieve impression of foliage population on distant areas of your 3D scene. INS Grass Advanced Rotation Tools allows to create custom patterns based on instances positioned and rotation in 3D space rather than using colored masks. And there's many more. You can check it by yourself on Blendermarket or Gumroad. The links are in description of this video. You will also get 15% discount on Gumroad with HeliGame code.